and then that villain was pretty terrible. I mean, we were all like, "Oh, she's so hot, the Terminatrix," we're like dumb teenagers. But now,
She's so fun.
yeah, so idiots. So yeah, teenage boys will be boys. But looking back,
Forget
it was
the
pretty.
plot holes. She's just got boobs.
And the Emmy goes to not us, because I don't think they do Emmys for podcasts. Do they?
They do Golden Globes for podcasts.
Oh, maybe we'll get one of those one day.
Maybe.
But that's up to you all. You gotta listen. You gotta tell your friends all about Nerdy and Nice. So welcome to the show, everybody. We hope you had a great weekend. We're here to talk to you about all the latest going on in movies, TV, and pop culture. We're gonna review a couple of trailers and get into what we're watching, which for both of us has been the Office spinoff, The Paper. So we'll get to that later. But first, Lacey Gilleran.
Hello.
We're not
How's it
big
going?
awards like show.
We are
people.
not.
So we're gonna sort of dig into maybe like our few highlights from the results of the Emmys, because I didn't watch the Emmys. I like watched some clips online. I'll be honest, I'm that guy. I think I was watching. What was I watching? The Yankees and football, I think. Yeah.
There was a lot going on that night.
Yeah, there was. But yeah, so the Emmys came and went. Any standouts or highlights or people you were happy for, shows you were happy for that you wanted to bring light to?
I mean, the top winners of the night were The Studio with 13, Adolescence with 9, The Penguin with 9, Severance with 8, and then SNL 50th Special with 8, followed by Andor. Super excited for Andor. And then a couple other things mixed in as well. But I'm very happy The Studio won so many, as well as Severance, because those two shows were like my standout shows this past year, which is interesting because they're both shows on Apple TV, which I, a year ago, would have never been like, oh yeah, I watch Apple TV. But
right,
they are literally just making amazing television and allowing the people to create what they want to create, which is nice. So it both those shows, I've spoken on this podcast especially so highly of how wonderful the cinematography is. So it was great to see them shine, not just for their writing and their acting, but also just in general, just being overall great series. The ones I was super excited for was Bryan Cranston winning for like his role in The Studio, because he was so ridiculously over the top and like stole every scene he was in.
Yeah.
I was really happy for him. And then I was trying to remember what was the other one that I was like pretty excited that it won. I mean, anything Severance, Tremel Tillman won. He was great. His whole like dancing with the band and stuff, which by the way, he should have probably won season 1, I think, more than season 2. I thought he was better in season 1. Not his fault. The writing was different. Your girl from The Penguin won. Are you hyped about that?
Kristen Milioti won. Yeah. I'm not hyped that she's probably not returning. From what Matt Reeves said. But then we know that was a soup to nuts Emmy-winning performance. She was so good. So yeah, I'm really glad she won.
She definitely was the social media darling of the night. I feel like she was so passionate about being like, I love acting. Oh my God. And then she like ate it at an after party because she was so drunk. She like dropped her Emmy that like she just became like the person of the night, that everybody was so hyped for her.
Wow.
It was great to see the actor from Adolescence win that Netflix series. He's 15 years old and he won an Emmy. He had just started acting 3 years ago. His speech was really adorable. The surprising one for me, only because we're Star Wars fans here, Alan Tudyk is one of the greatest voice actors of our time. Like, his performances are incredible in everything that he does, from Duke Weaselton in Frozen all the way to Andor with K2SO. And he does a lot in Andor, like steals scenes in Andor. So I was kind of surprised that he didn't win the voice acting and Julie Andrews won for Bridgerton, because while I adore Julie Andrews, and she is one of the greatest actors and singers of our time. She literally just read these lines from Lady Whistledown, like, it's just Julie Andrews, like, she's not doing anything to her voice, she's just being, beautifully elegant like she always is. Whereas I
Mhm.
feel like Alan Tudyk, like, actually created a character through his robot voice, so I kinda wish
And
he
he
won,
acted in
but
it too?
congrats to Julie Andrews too. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Um,
But yeah, it was
we
weird.
did give our full and/or Emmy thoughts on TRB on Thursday if you want our, like,
Yeah,
more of an expansive, thoughts on its 5 wins and its misses. Because Forest Whitaker was also nominated for a guest actor on
he
a series,
was. Yeah.
but they couldn't find him to give him the award, so no one knew where he was. Um, all right,
He's
for
on
me,
Jeddah.
he's on Jeddah, you fools. All right, it's nerdy and nice though. So check out our thoughts for Star Wars on TRB for the Andor Awards. And then for me, Stephen Colbert winning, even though he just got canceled. And then he brought up his resume during his acceptance speech. I thought that was pretty witty and funny. Especially on the heels of, as we're recording this, Jimmy Kimmel just got canceled. So Jimmy Fallon is probably wetting himself right now somewhere. Um, but what else did I like? I was bummed that Harrison Ford lost, of course.
I
Anytime
know.
Harrison Ford gets nominated and doesn't win, it's not cool. But that's all right. I think he's okay with that. He just seems like he's having a good time.
I don't think he
Um,
cares.
yeah, I don't care. Uh, yeah, beyond that, yeah, Kristen Milioti I already mentioned. I love Severance. I really enjoyed that. But the studio, I agree with you. I am happy that it won a lot because I've been seeing, I don't know if it's my algorithm or what on Instagram or I don't know, but I've been seeing a lot of Seth Rogen talking about making this studio and how a lot of the stories were real stories that they retold with obviously different
Season 2 is even
characters.
more, they said.
Oh, well, that's great because he did say, like, to make this show, like, we didn't just wing this based off of our knowledge. We sat down with longtime studio heads and got real folklore and stories and anecdotes and all that sort of stuff. And the one that he was talking about was how it's one of the most known things about executive producers freaking out about getting mentioned when their movies win awards. And I just thought that was
Well, the
so
thing that
great.
always made me laugh about that series, like, that it just felt so real, was them casting Kool-Aid Man. That whole
Oh
section
yeah,
of that episode where they're like, "We have to have one black person. We also have to have the," like, and, like, all the stuff like that, like, from my discussions with marketing, like, there's always that discussion, rightfully so, to have diverse communities and people reflected on screen properly and representation. But they go over the top with it in the studio where they're like, we need to do this, and then this could be racist, and this isn't racist, and
yeah,
you're
right.
just sitting there and you're like, these conversations are actually happening
Oh
in
yeah,
studios.
there's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah. So like, yeah, even with Kimmel's cancellation, the reports were saying that they
Did
were
you
like, we
say
don't think he
thank
said
you?
anything that bad. Yeah,
We played the
yeah,
clip to each other to just double check what he said, and he literally was just
crazy.
recapping what happened, and somehow
Yeah,
that's offensive. I don't know, I can't keep up.
wild stuff. But yeah, that's our loose thoughts on the Emmys. If you have any thoughts, drop them in the comments. But we're gonna move on to the show here, and we are gonna kick things off with trailer time.
Oh God, I love that movie.
All right, so that's Paul Rudd introducing our segment, and he is the star of our first trailer this week.
Oh my god, he is!
Starring along, yeah,
I
starring
didn't realize
alongside
that.
Jack Black and Steve Zahn, hitting theaters Christmas time, because nothing says Christmas like Anaconda, and so you got a snake coming down the chimney instead of Santa, and all hell breaks loose. No, but this, so Lacey, this movie, the premise is two buddies who loved the movie Anaconda want to try to remake it themselves. And hijinks ensue, and they find a giant, even bigger anaconda than they've ever seen before, and craziness happens. It feels a little bit like Jumanji to me, but I'll throw it to you first. The trailer for Anaconda, did you like it? Are you interested in the movie, and was it a good trailer?
So before we get into this spoof of it, I just want to note that Anaconda is one of those movies that when I was little, I saw a piece of it on television one time and it scarred me for a very long time. Like, it is so clear in my mind that it creeped me out to a point that, like, I don't like snakes. I get really scared around snakes. Not like Indiana Jones, like, "Oh, that's kinda silly." Like, this terrified me. And have you seen the movie Anaconda?
Oh, a long time ago. Yeah.
So there's a part of the movie, spoilers ahead if you're ever gonna go watch it. There's a part of the movie, and it literally was perfect timing on my part, you know, switching through the channels. It was like on FX or something. And it was the part where I guess a guy gets eaten and then the snake spits him back out half eaten.
Oh, was it John Voight?
All I know is that it terrified me. And it was so terrifying that it got deep into my head of like,
Mhm.
that's what happens when you get eaten alive by a snake. This and then you get into your head and you start having nightmares about it, like being in like it scarred me. It was one of my
Yeah.
childhood terrifying moments.
I understand that.
So when I saw this trailer, I was like, not again. Not again. So first of all, I'm not interested in this movie. Second of all, I thought the premise was pretty silly. It sounds like a Jack Black movie where they're like, "Yo, bro, we need to go make this movie. Yeah, we have
Tropic Thunder?
$9,000. Yeah." And I'm like, okay, so Paul Rudd's being himself and Jack Black is being it's like self funny, but then it turns into a real horror movie and they've got the Anaconda song playing from Sir Mix-a-Lot in the background. It was just a little much for me. And this is really funny coming off of Chad Powers with Steve Zahn, where you and I were like, Steve Zahn's amazing. And then he's in this. And I'm like, all right, I guess there was just a check involved here, or maybe they were like, "Hey, buddies, we can all go hang out in the Amazon together. It'll be a really fun time." Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it does not say Christmas to me. I'm not sure who this movie was made for, but it's not me. Sorry.
Yeah. I went through waves with this trailer. Like when I saw that they were doing it before I even knew what it was, I saw like that poster they put out and I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be complete shit." And then I watched the trailer and I'm like, "Okay, I see the formula here. This is like a blend of Tropic Thunder, Be Kind, Rewind, Saving Silverman. Like it is in that realm." And Steve Zahn and Jack Black were in Saving Silverman together, so I wonder if Jack Black, who's still for these types of movies, these movies make money. Maybe he was like, Steve, I can get you in, and get you a nice fat box office type of paycheck with this because I love Steve
Mhm.
Zahn. But it looks like he's going to be wasted in this movie, at least in the trailer. So I'm going to say this is a bad trailer. And I also think it's going to be a bad movie. I'm getting a little tired of Paul Rudd, and that's probably a hot take because he's like the nicest guy in
I
Hollywood
don't think
thing.
that is a
But
hot take because he's in everything.
and he's Paul Rudd. He looks like Paul Rudd all the time.
I know, and he's become such like a darling because he's a nice guy that you're just like, "Oh, it's Paul Rudd," but like he's in everything now. Like he literally
I,
is in everything.
I know, and he's like 56 years old now, and it's like he's still rolling up with that jet black hair and stuff. I'm like, Paul, what's going on, man? What's happening? But
I'm
that's just
surprised this is in theaters. That was my first kinda like, "Really?"
oh
'Cause it
really? I'm
seems
not with that
very it seemed like
cast.
I don't know, it just seemed very Netflix-ive to me.
I I was thinking more of like, the Minecraft for adults in a way, 'cause like Minecraft
Ah,
like got the
yeah,
kids
I
in and
guess.
Jack Black's all up in there. Um doing the chicken. My son still sings that
Oh my
stuff from
god,
time to time.
yes, stop.
Uh, but yeah, Jack Black also I'm kind of off of Jack Black because of what went down with Tenacious D. He sort of like went very non-rock and roll and ditched Kyle Gass for voicing his opinion, and we're seeing a
Also,
lot
what
of
he
this
did in
happening
Star
now.
Wars, I'm gonna be honest, he sucked.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that plenty. I don't want to beat that dead horse because I feel like but
I'm
yeah,
just saying that was the starting point for me where I was like, what is this?"
he rolled up on his electric bike and Favreau's like, "You want to play this role?" And he's like, "All right."
But I
So
do
yeah,
love him in The Holiday, and I will stand by that movie at all time.
there are Jack Black movies I love. I used to be a big
Mm.
fan of Jack Black, but lately I've been souring a bit. Seems a little, I don't know. I'm getting a tinge of phony baloney. But anyway, I don't. I'm probably not going to see this either. I think this looks pretty bad, and I don't imagine it doing that well, and I don't understand why it's coming out at Christmas. But our next movie is The Housemaid. Now, we reviewed Sydney Sweeney's movie Christie last week that we suspect is attempting for some level of award recognition. This movie, I don't think so. So I'm gonna throw it to you first, Lacey. But this hits theaters December 19th. Another Christmas time frame movie that doesn't feel like people
But
celebrating the
there is
holidays are gonna
snow
want
in
to
it.
watch.
There is
There's
snow in the
snow,
it's
and
around that time of year.
there's also the absolutely beautiful Amanda Seyfried and
Stunning.
Brendan Sklenar, who
Mm.
is you can't tell if it's him or a tree because the guy is as wooden as all hell.
And
in a
everybody
lot of
wants
this.
him to be Bruce Wayne. I just want everyone to remember
Yeah.
that.
So, Lacey, The Housemaid. What are your thoughts on this trailer? I know you are dipping your toes into the horror franchise in your other work. So, is that sparking an interest for you? And is this a good trailer?
Yeah, so first, a little background on The Housemaid. It's a book that came out in 2022. It was written by Frida McFadden. She wrote the book thinking it was too dark back years ago and then decided to run with it, and it became a monster hit, specifically on TikTok. So that's why it's being published, I think, or distributed by Lionsgate, which I have to give them the credit. They had a very clever opening title sequence with the gate and Lionsgate on the gate when it opened. I was like, well done.
Yeah.
So this book sold 1.6 million print copies. It is a very popular book on social media and with the fan base of the story. So I think already they do have a solid group of people that want to see this movie, and they did get pretty headline people with Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried. That being said, it's clear the audience they're going for. The trailer uses a Sabrina Carpenter song in a very creepy way, which by the way, it was awesome. I loved how they edited it, which I'm usually against that stuff, like taking a song and like making it all like dun, 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 dun. But they did a good job. And I would say just that alone, tied with Sydney Sweeney, is telling me they're going for a younger audience with this film. And it looks good. It looks entertaining. Amanda is amazing. She got a lot of popularity in horror from the Body one with Megan Fox. What's it called?
Jennifer's Body?
Jennifer's Body. Yeah, she got super popular in like the horror space and like
Yeah. Yeah.
with that. So I could see her sticking around to play like a villainous like killer for this one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks entertaining. I'd watch it. I wouldn't see it in the movie theater around Christmas time. It doesn't seem like that, but like
Yeah.
I'll watch it when it goes to streaming. Like it looks amusing.
Yeah. Where is the like what was the last really good and really popular like live action Christmas movie? Was it Elf? 22 years ago?
Live action Christmas movie. I mean, they've done a bunch
Like I
of
know there's
stuff
Love
on
Actually, and that's kind of Christmas, right? But
well, they've done a lot of Christmas-esque stuff on like Netflix, like Santa stuff and
yeah,
the
but I
one
mean
where
like the big movie, like a Home Alone, like that type of thing.
I mean,
Like
The
why are
Holiday
we
was pretty popular.
Yeah, but I mean like but then we're like doing these trailers that are coming out around Christmas and one is a horror comedy and one is a horror drama. And it's like people want joy, man. Like make a
Yeah, I
good
don't know what yeah, it is weird that they keep but the thing to know about Christmas time is it's not just Christmas movies that are popular around there. People that don't celebrate
No, of
Christmas go to
course
the
not.
movie
Star
theater.
Wars. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying people that don't celebrate Christmas go to the movie theater, so they often
Oh,
put out movies
of
that would just
course.
make
Yeah.
money as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I mean, top Christmas movies when I just quickly Google it, Red One comes up, which I know didn't do well.
No.
The Grinch from 2018 with Benedict
No.
Cumberbatch, which my daughter loves. The Holiday was 2006.
That's what
I
I mean.
mean,
It's been like 20
honestly,
years.
there's Christmas thrillers as its own thing now, which is Violent Night, Krampus, Terrifier
Yeah.
3, Black Christmas, Silent Night. Family Man was 2000.
That wasn't that good.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, I mean, honestly, not a
Right.
lot. Not a
Yeah.
lot.
I didn't think it was that good of a trailer because it confused me, and maybe it's supposed to. Like, were they switching off to trick us in terms of like who's gonna be the actual bad person? Because I felt like there were some shots where both of them looked like they were evil. So
I think that's the question. So the premise is that a girl with a troubled past gets into a situation that's they're troubled because at the end of the trailer, Sydney Sweeney like waves to her in the rearview mirror and then takes her glasses off and throws them in the seat behind her, which is really like, hey, I'm faking who I am.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I would say probably it is some type of scenario where they think they're messing with this innocent girl and she's like, nah, I've already killed someone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could, I mean, if there's suspense to it and there's some cat and mouse stuff, like maybe like I doubt it'll be as good, but maybe like What Lies Beneath, like that was a really good movie with Harrison
I've never
Ford
seen that.
and Michelle Pfeiffer, who Amanda Seyfried looks like a younger version of Michelle Pfeiffer. So if
She
they ever
does.
needed if they need a new Catwoman, I know, Amanda Seyfried might be an option. But
I think she auditioned for that, didn't she?
oh, for Christopher Nolan's?
I think so. I mean,
I'm trying to
she's
like,
auditioned for a lot of stuff. She auditioned for Glinda and Wicked and lost to Ariana Grande.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
She seems pretty cool though.
She
All right.
does.
That is it for trailers. Only 2 this week. We'll see what next week brings. But now it's time to get into our main news stories. What's happening?
Before we get into it really quick, I just want to clarify that according to Google, the last popular Christmas movie was 2018's Dr. Seuss The Grinch, which did $540 million. So 2018 is the last time that a Christmas movie made money.
But it wasn't that good though.
I would say the animation is great
Yep.
and the voice acting is great. Don't get me back into Pharrell Williams. I can't do it. Okay, next thing. What's going on?
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
Because
I can't go back to that. I can't go back to that dark place again of my rant with Pharrell Williams. I can't.
Oh,
I've moved on. All right. What's happening? So, surprisingly, guys, we are not talking about Superman or James Gunn.
Oh.
However, we are talking about Batman again. So we're still DCU. DCEU,
No.
whatever you want to go.
Yeah, not DCU.
Oh, it's not because it's Matt Reeves. That's right. So we are out, guys. This is the first week in like 4 months.
Yeah, let's not mix this up. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to mix it up. I just meant like DC Comics. All right.
They're
So
gonna come after us.
Hollywood Reporter spoke to Matt Reeves about Robert Pattinson, and the script is finally finalized and getting things going. It's now going to happen, I believe, in 2027, right? Is the release date. So they finally finalized everything. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. They put up a picture of it. They're good to go. And he said, quote, "The things that it does for his character, for Batman and for Bruce, have never been done before." John, I know you're the Batman guy. I know you're the Superman guy, but you're definitely the Batman guy. Are
Yeah.
you excited to see more from Robert Pattinson? I know that off air we were talking, or no, in the episode we've been talking about how you didn't think the Penguin was going to bring back, or he was going to bring every single person from the Penguin into this movie. But are you looking forward to the series continuing? What do you think that means for the character? Like, do you think they're going to explore something in particular? Because I did see some rumors online.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into too many rumors, so I don't know what I want to know.
Yeah.
But wait, you crossed out the quote. I'm trying to read the quote.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cross it out as I'm going.
Lacey goes through the stories on our agenda. It's like, that's done. It's like in the grocery store. I got the apples. Let's cross it right off.
It helps me stay organized.
So Matt Reeves said, yeah, it's the thing that it does for his character, for Batman, for Bruce, have never been done before. Yeah, he is alluding to this being a mystery, and he spoke a lot about the fact that he was all about preserving that mystery. So I know you're already hearing rumors and stuff, and maybe he's alluding to that. So I would like to go into this movie fresh, because I love mystery movies. I'm a sucker for them, and they're very often made or broken by the twist or the reveal. But having a mystery Batman movie with this being a very noir detective version of Batman is very interesting to me. So, and I love all, like, many different iterations of Batman. The only ones I really didn't like were George Clooney's Batman and Robin and Batman Forever with Val Kilmer, the Joel Schumacher movies. I love the Nolan movies. Keaton is my dude. And I even liked some of Ben Affleck's performances in those movies that I didn't really love. And now I'm excited what the DCU is doing. But now this, the Batman continues. So I am excited about it, Lacey. I know Kristen Miliotti's probably not going to be in it unless they're trying to put us off the scent, because they said if they make a season 2 of the Penguin, she won't be returning. Which is a bummer, because like we just said, she just won an Emmy. She's a little darling, talks about loving acting. So maybe she's like, I think I have to leave that character there because she loves the character so much. But I'm curious to see what they do. They did tease us with the Joker at the end of the Batman. The Riddler is still alive. And the Penguin obviously is going to be featured because of the success of the Penguin. So I think it's going to be more villains. I love the fact that it's going to be a mystery. But what he had to say about protecting the reveal, I thought was really candid, because you could tell that he's nervous. There must be something big here, because he's like, I really hope, people can witness this mystery in the theater and stuff like that. And the only thing I could think of, if he's saying they've never done this for Batman or Bruce before, is like, are they going to introduce Batman having a child or something like that?
Interesting. Yeah, that's
Because
not what I've been
what's her
reading
name?
online.
Oh, okay. Because Zoe Kravitz is not returning, right? Or
I don't believe she is, or they haven't announced that she is.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't, like, can you give me a realm of what you heard online? Like, is it plot? Is it a character?
It's a certain series within the comics that they think that they're running with.
Oh, well, you can tell me that. What's the series?
So the series that everybody believes he's going with is the Court of Owls saga, which was written by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo in 2011.
Okay.
And it's a secret society of wealthy aristocrats and assassins who have controlled Gotham City for centuries, operating from the shadows to manipulate its growth and development. The court uses specially trained, chemically enhanced assassins known as the Talons to enforce their rule and silence anyone who threatens their power. So he goes up against this like kind of secret society. It was a super popular run in 2011. It was right actually when I worked for Reed Pop that this was running, and I know for every Comic-Con that we did, Greg and Scott had to be there. Like, if you got them, they were the people to get from DC, and they were like the number one ask. They're both super nice, but they were like the top Batman people to get. So it's no surprise that they would go into the story that both of them had told that was super duper popular and still is, to continue on this thread of Batman, which is going away from James Gunn. Why not tap into a story that Gunn's not going to touch that is popular to get those diehard Batman fans interested?
Yeah, that's cool. I do recall, and I just checked to make sure, that the Batman 2 is going to be set during winter. And I know that had a lot of fans wondering about Mr. Freeze, but I don't know. That seems like maybe a red herring to me. But I love the fact that this is going to be a mystery, and it's going to further expand upon it being a Batman using his detective skills again. And I thought that detective old school detective city noir feel that the Batman had made that feel unique from Nolan's, because the suit is similar and the darkness and groundedness is similar, but that they made it more of like almost like it felt like Sin City, that type of feel, like an old school sort of noir style detective story. So I'm into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, so the Court of Owls is something that's tied with the long-standing feud of the Wayne family going back to Bruce's great-grandfather. And the group themselves have like an existence through a nursery rhyme, which is found by Batman, which says, "Beware the court of owls that watches all the time, ruling Gotham from a shadowy perch behind granite and lime." So if he's doing kind of murder mystery stuff that you're talking about, that's what this group is. Is like they're dropping hints to Batman, like, get out of our way, let us do what we want to do. And he's trying to figure out who they are.
So he's gonna use probably the Riddler to help him solve
Yeah,
some
maybe.
of the clues and the hints. Okay, I see. I think I see where they might be going with this. Yeah, I'm excited.
I
I've
think
got to
that would
wait
be really cool.
2 years, October 1st, 2027. So
Yeah, I am someone that anytime these movies, whether it's Batman or any other popular characters, pulled directly from very popular books, comics, media that is already beloved, like, it's a no-brainer for me. And I never understand why they try to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be completely original." You're like, "Okay, but this was right here. Why wouldn't you
yeah,
touch this?" And these things, like this series in itself, Court of Owls, was insanely, it still is, but like at the time, so popular. Um,
Mm.
that yeah, it would make sense that they would dive into that. Plus, it
I
fits with the time frame of now. I feel like it's very like
yeah
ruling class stuff.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So going into the next story, which is interesting for me only because my husband Matt loves James Cameron and Terminator, is that James Cameron actually confirmed he is writing a new Terminator movie. He spoke to
Woohoo.
CNN and said, "I've been unable to get started on that very far because I don't know what to say that won't be overtaken by real events. We are living in a science fiction age right now." I think there's also a piece of this that he's working on Avatar, but man, the fact that he's going, "Yeah, things are so crazy and I'm totally against AI that I gotta come back and write another Terminator."
Yeah. Oh, real quick, I had one more point on the Batman thing. Sorry.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
I know there's a lot of people out there that are trying to do this, like DCEU Snyder is, anti James Gunn, and that's still going on, and it's like so ridiculous. But they're trying to suggest this narrative that if the DCU creates their Batman and this one's still coming out, that people are going to get confused and it's going to backfire for both. And I laugh at that because in the last Spider-Man movie, we literally had 3 different Spider-Men all in the same movie, and people didn't seem to have a problem with it. So it's
They
like,
loved it. People were
I think
obsessed.
I think people can figure it out. It's Batman. They'll figure it out. Sorry. Back to James Cameron and Terminator.
I mean, it's yes, all those points are true. I think the internet's a wild place that can give you many beautiful things like our community and the wonderful people that listen to us, but at the same time can drive you nuts sometimes. And
Yeah, it's
I
just
think everybody, it's always good to look at things from 15 feet away, like take a step back and just
zoom out.
recognize what,
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, going back to James Cameron, speaking of the internet, he's coming back to write another Terminator. I know on my end, it's been many years that it's, why aren't we getting another Terminator? Stop with the blue guys. I don't care. So it seems like not only getting more James Bond, to my husband Matt, but also Terminator. I know you said you like Terminator. I don't care about Terminator. But I am happy for the people that do, and it's interesting to hear even James Cameron talk about it, and he doesn't mince words whatsoever. He's very straightforward. So the fact that he's saying what is happening is a wild thing to hear from him, who came up with Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of sequels I wanted. Obviously, Make Solo 2 happen. I wanted a sequel to Man of Steel. But there's 2 third parts that I always wanted. And I wanted Tim Burton to make a third Batman with Michael Keaton. And I always wanted James Cameron to make the real third Terminator movie. And every time they announce a new Terminator movie, like when I first heard Terminator 3 was coming out, I think I was like 18, 19, something like that. And I just assumed, I was like, oh my God, James Cameron's back. And then when I found out he wasn't doing it, I was like, oh no. And me and my friends still went to go see it. And we liked it enough just because Arnold was back, it was that nostalgia. It was 12 years later and he got back in
Sure.
shape and he was excited. But they recast for good reason at the time. They recast John Connor, Claire Danes. It was, and then that villain was pretty terrible. I mean, we were all like, "Oh, she's so hot, the Terminatrix." We're like dumb teenagers. But now,
She's so
now
fun.
yeah, so idiots. So yeah, teenage boys will be boys. But looking back, it
Forget
was
the
pretty.
plot holes. She's just got boobs.
Ah. So then they made, Genesis, and then they made Salvation, which wasn't bad with Christian Bale, and then they made Dark Fate, and it's like James Cameron every time got a producer credit because he got money from it. And there were even one or two where he's like, man, they really nailed it this time. And I'm like, James, shut up. Don't say anything like that ever. And they all stunk. So now the fact, and I've been saying, like, we stop at the Avatar. We need a third Terminator. Come on, James.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's actually doing it, I'm really excited because I'm sure he's going to also direct it. I hope. And I think it's so important right now. Every time someone talks about AI, they're like, Terminator. James Cameron told us this 40 years ago.
Skynet.
And he's such an influential person beyond movies. Like, think about the Titan sub thing and how he was like, yeah, those people
so
are dead.
ridiculous.
On
like day one, he said that.
Yeah. He's like, they're dead. Like, he is he's one of the most ambitious people in the movie industry. Maybe the most. He probably is the most. Maybe him and Tom Cruise.
His story is insane. He was a truck driver. He went to the movies, saw Star Wars, left the movies, went to his local library and goes, I'm going to be a director. And then read every book there was about directing.
And told O.J. Simpson he was too nice to pull off the role of the Terminator. How about that?
So insane. And then also asked Matt Damon to be an Avatar, and Matt Damon said no.
Turned down like a $500 million or whatever.
Yeah, 10% of box office.
But yeah, I think we worked that out to be like $200 million or $300 million.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But so I think he can say something really important with this movie that can influence a lot of people because James Cameron obviously is the box office king. If James Cameron writes and directs a new Terminator movie, that is going to make so much friggin' money. And it's probably going to be really good because James Cameron doesn't make bad movies. So this is a big deal. And I know he was one of the first directors to put the no AI stamp in front of his movies, I believe. I believe he did it with Avatar 2. Like at the theater, it said there was no AI used in the production of this movie. And that's a huge deal because we have seen popular movies, Fantastic Four with the poster, trying to get away with some AI stuff. The one Adrian Brody won the award Golden Globe for, or was the Oscar?
Yeah.
They used it a little bit in that. And I like that James Cameron is like, not only the box office king, so he has all this pull and influence. He doesn't really have to answer to anybody. And he's sort of George Lucas in that way, but he's still active. And I like the fact that he has a chance to really say something important about AI in a third Terminator movie. And I think that's why I love this quote so much, because I do believe it. I do believe him. He's not a guy who's just going to churn out a script for Terminator 3 and phone it in and make it a carbon copy of 2. He's going to continue that story and probably bring us a lot closer to Judgment Day. And I think people need to see a new version of Terminator and what James Cameron has to say about it, because he is really dialed into all the stuff, all the technologies that are coming and going. Deep ocean exploration. Like, he always goes deep into things. And I think this could be a really big deal, not only for the franchise to put a final stamp on a official third one, maybe get Patrick Schwarzenegger involved in some way. Because Arnold's like almost 80. But
yeah,
I just think this could be a really big deal. Like, it's not just James Cameron making a Terminator movie. He could really make a statement with this movie, because I'm terrified of AI. I'll be honest.
I know you are. That's something you've been very adamant about for the past 3 years. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm excited for anybody that's really into this stuff. I get it. I understand it. It's such a big movie for a lot of people. I know Matt really wants True Lies too as well. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, True Lies. But yeah, good for him. I stand by. Not just the Titan stuff was so incredible to watch happen in real time with him. Like, seeing him on CNN being like, this interview's pointless, they're dead. To the fact that he's told studio producers, like, get out of my effing office, to, putting on a big message at the front of his movie saying no AI was used in this movie is
Yeah.
such a stance that I have to, even if some people say he's a jerk or whatever, I have to stand by someone that is willing to be like, no, this is what I'm doing. And you could like it or not like it, but at least I'm straightforward with you. And nowadays, the truth to me is more important than anything. Like when someone is just, this past week, the guys of South Park didn't make an episode because they were like, we just didn't get it done. Sorry. Like, I'd rather
Yeah.
you take your time and do what you want to do and tell the story you want
Oh,
to tell
completely agreed. Yeah.
than rush it to production. And yeah, I can't. That's another one. Like the South Park guys, like, I don't know how they do it every week, but they do. And it got to a point that this week was so bizarre that they were like, we need time. Sorry. See you next week. Like, I don't know what to say right now.
If they cancel South Park,
They won't.
we're gonna have a problem.
They won't. But yeah, let's move on to the next story, which is an interesting interview with The Hollywood Reporter and Ruby Cruz, who's got the new upcoming wholesome, deceptively wholesome rom-com, The Threesome, which I think we talked about the trailer a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
And then also The Erasure of Willow, which RIP, you and I were big fans of that series. I was definitely a huge fan of that series. I wish I could watch it again. But sadly, for those of you that don't know, Disney removed it and took a tax write-off for it, which is unheard of that someone can just do that to a project. And then
Someone's got that thing somewhere. Some of
yeah,
those
you
pirates,
never see
all
it
those
again. Can
torrents.
someone please give me the Willow series? Anyway, she talks about her experiences with the films and then also some stuff about Willow. I'm gonna let you kick it off, John. Where do you want to start?
I'm just hammering my focus on the Willow thing
Okay,
because
cool.
because I didn't really hear too much beyond John Kasdan and maybe Warwick Davis talk about it, and she was, the new generation. She was like the Ray of Willow, she was
Mhm.
like the handing of the baton, and hearing her say like reflecting on all the nice things fans have said to her about it, but also her saying that she was sad that nobody can watch it. And it's kind of crazy in that way because who knows, she's still young. Like, I don't know if she's going to have children one day. And like, is she going to be able to say, like, hey, watch this show I was in? Does she have copies of it? Probably not. I don't
Not even
know.
that, like, stuff nowadays with streaming rarely is a hit immediately. Like,
Oh, yeah.
things take weeks to get popular, and they keep building and building and building and building, and Willow didn't get that chance.
I don't understand. Like, what is maybe I don't understand the business side of the streaming, but like, what are they losing if they just left it on Disney Plus? I don't
They
understand.
wouldn't get the tax write-off.
That's all it is? Yeah. Oh my god.
So think about, like, what Warner Brothers did with Batgirl. They literally took a $90 million tax write-off. They said this isn't a viable project. They canned the project, and then basically our tax dollars paid them for their loss.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Which is insane because if our tax dollars are paying for that, we should get said content.
We should
It should
get
be
that
public
content.
domain.
Yeah.
But yeah, her quote of people still reach out and say some of the most heart-wrenchingly beautiful things about what Kit brought to them. Willow
Yeah.
existed in its own little bubble of time and space, and it reached the people it needed to reach. Of course, I also feel conflicted about it. It breaks my heart that people can't watch it anymore, and I support people wanting answers. They also go on to say in this interview that there was a second season being written already, and the
Yeah.
series was canceled and abruptly removed. So we know at the end of the series, they had the books on the shelf that had volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. And it's shocking to see it in writing that season 2 was already being written. I mean, it was already greenlit.
Same thing with Solo for Star Wars,
Oh my
John
God.
Kasdan.
Also
And it's John
Kasdan.
Kasdan. Yeah. Let
Who's
John
jacked,
Kasdan
by the
finish
way?
stuff.
Did you notice he's jacked on Instagram now?
You can't say jacked because John Kasdan probably weighs like 130 pounds. He's
Okay,
ripped.
sorry. He is very buff. How about that?
Ripped.
Ripped. Buff. Very fit.
Like he's got a Bruce Lee body.
He looks fabulous. I was like,
I'm
oh
not
my
saying
God,
he doesn't.
good for
But he's
him.
not jacked. I'm jacked. He's
Okay. He's very, very fit. So when I say jacked, I mean someone that's very fit. So anyway,
Right.
good for you, John Kasdan. That's basically what I'm saying. But also sad for you because I wanted more Willow.
Yeah. He's taking out all of his aggressions at the gym. He's just like,
He's getting something out of it.
Solo. Yeah.
Anything else to add about that?
I have nothing else to add. I hope she has a wonderful career. I will follow her career with great interest. And yeah, I think what she was alluding to was that Kit's character sort of had this like closeted sexuality in a way that she had to hide and stuff, and she was able to finally embrace that uh and have that in by the end of the series. And I think that's what she meant. People like LGBTQ people probably came up to her and that sort of thing, is what I assume she was alluding to, in addition to, you know, being a young, you know, hero's journey type of classic archetype.
I mean, when she got the armor on at the end, that was like a fist pump in the air moment.
I was just about to say I gotta rewatch it. I freaking can't.
You can't. Like the whole part at the end where she transforms to fight her brother. Oh God,
Yeah,
it's
right.
such a good hero moment. I did find it interesting that she goes into detail about her friendship with Kaylee Spaney, who's like very popular right now from Alien Romulus and all this other stuff. She was in that weird Civil War movie with Kirsten Dunst, which by the way was terrible. But it's funny because they both look similar. And she goes into details about how like they're really good friends, and she was her date to the Golden Globes last year when she was having the Sofia Coppola Priscilla moment that she got nominated for, and that how Kaylee was so in love with Taylor Swift, and like they were near Taylor Swift, so they had to get a picture together. And it was just, I always love stuff like that when I hear actors or celebrities talk about like seeing someone else that they just think is above them. And it reminds me that everybody else is looking at other people and comparing themselves no matter what level they're at. And just a reminder that everybody around you is a human and just be kind. I just love that idea that she's like, oh, this was her moment, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, everybody has their moment. Let's just, let them have it. I like that.
Well said.
All right, that's it. Do you want to get into the paper?
Let's get into the papers. The papers.
We could never leave the house and would just probably sit around all weekend and watch TV.
Go on.
What was that?
I'm gonna get the papers. Get the papers.
What was that? Oh God.
Fellas, tell me 2 times.
Okay.
Our listeners know. Come on. Gotta get the papers. Get the papers.
Okay.
We watched the paper. So that's what we've been watching. We fill in our show notes. We each fill in our own line with what we've been watching, and we've apparently both been watching just the paper. I have been watching NFL football though, Lacey, and my Giants have started the season 0-2, picking up where we left off. But they do have a new quarterback they drafted that they're hoping is the quarterback of the future, and I think he might take over in the next couple of weeks. So there is
Doesn't
hope
the
on
worst
horizon.
team get to draft first? That's what they do.
Yes. The
nice.
Giants drafted. They didn't draft first last year, but they got the guy they wanted.
I'm just saying they get.
third.
How does that look for the people that are like really good? That they're like, can they say no?
What do you mean? Can they say
So
no?
like in a draft, if you're like, say you're the best player there is, and the worst teams go first, and they go, you get to be on the Lions, and you're like, well, I shouldn't say Lions because Lions are good. You get to be on the Cheese Boys from Iowa, and you're like, I don't want to be on an Iowa team. Are you allowed to say no?
Like the Green Bay Packers? Is that what
I didn't want to say Green Bay Packers. I just was making it too.
No, they still have to sign their rookie contract, and there is a chance that doesn't happen, and they could either go back to NCAA or wait a year or something like that, or go through they may have to wait a year, I'm not sure. But it's sort of happened in the past. One of my favorite players of all time, Eli Manning, legend, New York Giant, beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. What up? He was drafted by the San Diego Chargers, and the Giants wanted him, and they like pushed them to make a trade. And so Phillip Rivers, who the Giants took, he was a quarterback, ended up going to the Chargers. and then the rest was history. And then Eli started his career with the Giants. So,
So
it
you
does sort of
can't
happen.
say no, is basically what.
You can. Yeah, if you don't sign your rookie deal, I think you may have to wait out a year or go back to NCAA or something like
So
that.
basically, you have to say yes unless you want to wait.
Yeah, they don't like own you. Like you, you know,
But I'm
at least
but I'm
you got to make a
saying
deal.
like if a team tries to draft you and you don't want to be on that team, you basically have to say yes to the team and hope to get traded.
If you want to be in the NFL, yeah.
That kind of sucks.
I mean, they get nice signing bonuses.
That's fair. Anyway, the paper, which is what we were talking about. Yeah, so I have gotten through, I'm pretty sure I have maybe 1 or 2 episodes left. So I've gotten through a big chunk of the season. My thoughts so far are Oscar is the standout for me. He's fabulous in the show. He comes across genuine and authentic, and the Oscar that you know and love from The Office, which is my favorite sitcom. I think there are gleaming moments in this show. The funniest episode was the catfish episode for me. Like, that episode was so funny when she gets catfish, Esmeralda gets catfished by Josh Holiday
Oh
or
yeah.
Holiday from Lost.
Yeah.
And the fact that they showed him on the screen and they were like, "That's the guy from Lost." I was just like losing it.
Oh
And then
yeah,
she's
yeah. That's
upstairs
funny.
watching Lost, like on the balcony or the roof or whatever. That episode is just so funny. And I think overall the series definitely got its stride about halfway through. I would say you start to like get into what the characters are like.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
still think they're being a little bit too, I don't know if on the nose is the right phrase, but like a little too kind of like this person's this box, this person's this box, this person.
Yeah.
I would say the one with the most growth so far has probably been Esmeralda, because she's someone that's so over the top annoying that you're like, oh, she's the worst. But then she has these moments that you're like, oh, she's actually really funny. I kind of feel bad for her. That you're like, oh, this is a well-written character.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Domhnall Gleeson to me is like not doing it in this role. Like, he's fine, but like he's not my favorite character, which I thought he would have been because I love Domhnall Gleeson. I really like Oscar, obviously. I like some of the storylines, like the young blogger, and then how Mare goes to the local play with Oscar, where Oscar's doing reviews of like local play for like their theater and entertainment section.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I thought overall it's good. I just don't think it's hit its stride yet. Like, I don't think it's like hitting where it should hit yet, but it's also the first season.
Yeah, I think they need to, and I'm only 8 episodes in. I believe there's 10 episodes. I think is it 9 or 10?
I think it's 10. I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
10.
10.
Okay. I wanted to see who were the writers were, because I know who the producers were, but like who wrote this stuff? Because I have some questions. I obviously should have.
I think
looked
the
into this
biggest thing I
before, but-
noticed about this series is, whereas with the original Office with Michael, you're very much in Michael's interviews. You're seeing the decisions Michael's making, how it impacts the office, but more from his side. Like, if you're looking at the office spaces, you're looking at from his angle with a couple people mixed in. This series, they flipped it. You're getting less of that British guy who's like the Michael, who's making terrible decisions.
Yeah.
Like the bathroom mitt thing that they did, like the wipe mitt that they then made the kitchen mitt.
Oh yeah.
He's the one making all these terrible decisions, and you get glimpses of those choices, but you're not getting the whole process. You're getting, hey, I made this choice once, they'll deal with it, and then the repercussions of the office having to deal with it.
Yeah, so in a weird way, you hit the nail on the head, because that character is absolutely the Michael Scott. Ken
Yes.
Davies is the character played by Tim Key, because he treats Ned, who's seemingly this nice, normal guy, as though he's the devil, in the same way Michael treated Toby. Now, it did turn out Toby was a bit of a creepo in that one episode, and that never changed for me. So
Is it when
like
he touched
Toby,
Pam's leg?
yes, Yeah, and Jim didn't do a thing. Like, dude, what are you doing, man? I would knock Toby's
It was
ass
this.
out.
Ready? It was this.
Yeah, he did the Jim like I'm awkward, so I'm gonna be wide-eyed and put my lips together. Yeah, I think this show is good. I do feel like it is missing a certain level of chemistry amongst the characters. I feel like they bop
Yes.
around too much.
Yep.
Whereas if they focused more on one or two characters per an episode and really get us to know them, I think that'd be better. I'm going to disagree with you a little about Domhnall Gleeson. I think he's growing on me as we're going along here, and I think the episode that put me over is the one where he was like so dedicated that he was like using all the skincare products and all the
Oh,
pills and everything.
jeez. Yeah.
I was like, all right, I could really feel bad for this guy. So I'm starting to grow on him there. It's not going to be as good as The Office. So I'm trying to like detach from that element of it. You just can't compete with one of the greatest series of all time. So I'm trying to like put it, like give it its own due and allow it to have its own chance to grow, because Seinfeld was almost canceled after the first season, like,
Yeah,
and then went on to become
was.
the greatest sitcom of all time. So I agree with your point that we gotta let it, you know, it will find its footing. You feel like it already sort of is. I'm still waiting for it a little bit, but I have 2 episodes to go, and they may crush it. And speaking of Toby, he wrote the finale, so I'm curious how he does there. But Greg
Oh, he
Daniels co-wrote the
did.
first 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of the similar team. I just think maybe it's taken a little while for them to like really gel it, and that's fine, because The Office didn't really get super funny until season 2. Like they did the
I
short
agree.
first season.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So
I even sometimes skip the first season and go right to season 2 and start there.
yeah,
Because Michael
yeah,
has the weird hair in the beginning too. Like he's just a little.
he combed it back and he was thinning,
Yeah.
and then he finally started combing it to the side before he got his eventual whatever he's wearing now, a toupee or who knows.
Turkish plugs.
Yeah, could be. But yeah, I think it's pretty good, and I think people should definitely give it a shot. I have to finish it before I give my full analysis on it, but
It's been renewed already for season 2, so that's exciting.
yeah, I will continue watching it for sure.
It's probably a cost-effective show too, because they just shoot in one room.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and it does feel low budget, and that's fine, because I like that feel of the early seasons of The Office where you really felt like you were in an office,
And once in a while, you get someone outside.
Yes, right.
Yeah. But yeah, the
Um,
catfish episode I think was one of my favorite episodes, if not the favorite of the season so far. It
yeah,
was so so good.
that is really good. Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite episode yet. We'll see. I'll get back to you. I'll finish it and get back to you.
Oh, and then the one where they're trying to screw over Ned and he's away and Oscar's in the meeting, the budget meeting.
Yeah.
This was my favorite moment of the season so far. When Oscar is debating getting involved and he's trying so hard not to get involved. He's trying so hard not to get, and you're like sitting, I was literally sitting on my couch going, say something, Oscar, come on, be the good guy. I know you are, be the voice of reason. You're that guy now. And for him to bring up the guy's apartment, like, oh, this line in the budget is really weird. Like if we eliminated this budget, and the guy's like, oh God, that's my apartment. Oh
yeah. His
and
storage facility apartment.
That was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah.
I loved every second of it. It was the buildup of like, oh my God, is he going to actually say something? They're going to fire this guy. Like he has to say something. And then Oscar standing up for him. Oh, it was such a high five, wholesome moment.
Because you could see the wheels churning in Oscar's head of his memories of when he got involved in Scranton with Dunder Mifflin, when he probably wishes he didn't. So he's like having this PTSD of all this shit that happened back then, and he's like, I don't know if I should get involved. I got a good thing going here. I'm just Oscar, the guy who just does this thing.
One of my favorite episodes outside of Dinner Party is Murder Mystery. Is one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, I know exactly what you're doing.
The reason it is the part where Dunder Mifflin is filing for bankruptcy, and they go. He comes in and Michael goes, I don't know what you're saying. And so then Oscar tries to talk, but he goes, we got the greenbacks and we don't have the dirt. He's like, I can't do this, Michael. I can't do this. It's one of
We're
my
all losing our
favorite.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things, and I actually quote that all the time. Just the greenbacks. We can't put it in the dirt. Everyone's like, what? But that moment is just a shining moment for Oscar. So in this meeting when he was going through the line, it just shows how smart he is too. I feel like one of the things we said about The Office is like when they got too crazy and over the top, you lose them as humans and who they are as their character. So you have to remember that Oscar is the head accountant at this new
Yeah.
thing. So he has to be smart.
Right.
So I just loved that they were like, no, he knows what he's doing. He knows what to say. He does the Sudoku the puzzles, which I loved. Yeah, he's just the shining person for me in this series. I'm hoping, he doesn't I want him to remain in the show. I don't want that to change. But at the same time, I do hope I have some other kind of favorites, but that I haven't yet. He's just so good. Oscar's so good.
And I would love to see if they pepper in light references, like what was that game him and Kevin played, like Dunderball or something like that?
Oh my God. How about when he texted Stanley the puzzle?
Yes.
That was brilliant.
Even talking to Stanley on the phone, I was like, oh my God, I like imagining that he's actually talking to Stanley and I'm hearing Stanley's voice in my head.
He takes the picture and he goes, did you get it? Was it hard? Blah, blah. And I had this hug moment. I felt it in my chest of he's talking to Stanley. It was very, very adorable. I guess we'll see what else is to come for the next 2 episodes and we'll talk about it next week. But man, on my docket, by the way, my queue is Wednesday. I got to watch Wednesday. And then there was another one that's on my docket to watch. I couldn't remember what it is off the top of my head right now.
For shows, I'm trying to think.
I got to do You. I haven't finished You yet.
Oh, really? I'm 2 seasons behind. I don't know if I'm going back.
It's the final season, so I have to finish.
I know you told me to do it, but
it's wild. That show is wild. I got to finish that. I got to do Wednesday. And then there's something else that just came out that I was like, oh, I got to put that on my docket, but I have too many to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, once Murder Building. What's the one?
Only Murders in the Building.
Yes, I got to start that one again.
I haven't started that either, but yeah, I have to. I started it the other day.
With murders.
Yeah, so that's one of those shows where Kathleen and I will watch that together because we both like it. And we both like Steve Martin and Martin Short and blah blah blah. And we started it and then she fell asleep and I was like, damn, all right. Yeah. So we hit pause on that one. But a movie I'm gonna try to watch before next week, and I almost started the other day, but it's too dark of a movie, and I was like, I'm not in the mood to watch this. Is Weapons, the one with
that's gonna be a tough
Garner, and Brolin and Alden. Yeah, because it's about missing kids and stuff. So
you should watch that by yourself. You should not watch that with Kathleen.
I realized that I was like, oh, this is a mystery. You want to watch it? And then I read a premise again. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this by myself. But I couldn't. I gotta just bite the bullet and watch it. We'll see.
Yeah,
because Alden Ehrenreich, I heard he's really good in it. Yeah,
he's very good in it. I heard. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it from us here. So thanks everybody for listening, getting nerdy with us on a Monday. Mondays are for the nerds, and if you're listening to this, you're a nerd just like us. But again, make sure you follow us, Nerdy and Nice Pod, Blue Sky, Twitter, everywhere else, social media. And subscribe to the show. It's on its own platform, separate from the Resistance broadcast, all under the TRB family. Same vibes. And our Patreon, patreon.com/TRB podcasts. If you are able to support us, tiers start at $5. We do mini episodes every week that feature topics relative to Star Wars, but also what we do here on Nerdy and Nice. And we're doing a watch along this Thursday. Probably going to be A Nightmare Before Christmas. That was dominating in the polls. So then that starts at 9 o'clock. If you're on our Patreon, you can watch A Nightmare Before Christmas with us. We're going to have a good time. Maybe some snacks, maybe some wine, and watching a Tim Burton classic as we approach the spooky season. What else, Lacey? Did I miss anything else? Oh, I got to thank the Movie Star Generals and the Silver Screen Spice Runners, of course. The Generals are Carmelo, John Risi, Jetta Rosewater, Frank Rye, Chris Morales, Mike Ramori, Brendan McLaughlin, Sneaky Zebra, Dave Hornack, Colin Cormier, Stephen Garrow, and Darth Snips. And the Silver Screen Spice Runners are David Probus, Neil Shah, Kendall Gilner, Andrew Staley, Jeremy Myers, TheFortWorthian, and Brian Smith. And however you support us, thank you so much. It means so much to the two of us. We do put a lot of work into this podcast, and your support goes a long way and allows us to keep doing it, for one thing. The creation of this show is because of it, and hopefully grow. So thank you. Johnny Hoey for me, Blue Sky X, and my other pod, Just Like the Movies, and of course, the Resistance Broadcast with Lacey, who you can talk to at
Lacey Gilleran. That's it. That's me.
That's it. Oh, are we scrubbing? Are we scrubbing? Is that what's happening?
No, like that's Lacey Gilleran. Just search. I'm there.
Oh, well, the TikTok you usually throw in there, but all right.
I know. TikTok, it's Lacey Gilleran. It's Lacey Gilleran.
All right, we'll be back next week with another episode. Star Wars Fans Thursday morning, and then again, Patreon watch along. Nightmare Before Christmas, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. We'll see you there. Until then, have a great week. Until next time, see you around, kids.